Hey, I'm Aja A, and welcome to Sunshine Haze. Don't forget to check out all the links that I have listed down in the description box, and if you like the video, please give me a little thumbs up. If you have any questions after the video is over, feel free to drop them down below. I try to respond to everyone. And if you all know people interested in astrology, numerology, tarot, or whatever I'm talking about on this channel, go on and send them this link. And don't forget to hit subscribe. And of course, thanks for tuning in and rocking with me. May this info help y'all live your best lives. Peace. Hey y'all, welcome back to SunshinehazeCo. I am Aja A. Welcome to the Wilds. That is what I am dubbing 2021, a week in. We are in the wilds. Okay, we just finished up 2020, which was a crazy year, but it's kind of a new normal for us. And so as we are now slightly, I'm not gonna say quite, but as we are slightly accustomed to our new normal that was 2020, we are now moving into 2021, which is the wilds. This video is going to be about the universal year energy, which is all about numerology. Before I get into talking about the energy of this universal year for us on a collective and an individual level, let me kick a little bit of game to you about what I mean when I'm saying universal year. So every calendar year, it has a number. So last year it was 2020, and that means that we had a 4 year. You break down the numbers in the year, so 2 plus 2 equals 4. Also something to remember about numerologists is that a lot of us calculate things quite differently, especially when it comes to life path numbers and universal years. So last year was a 4 year if you break it down. However, I refer to it as a 22 year because you had 2 and 2 in there together, and you had it amplified by 0 twice. So that I looked at that, and the way that the energy played out, it really did kind of resonate, it really did resonate with 22 energy, and as far as my perspective is concerned. Different people calculate things different ways. However, with this particular year, there is no room for error. There's no room for confusion. It is 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1, which breaks down into 5, okay? So our universal year energy is 5. When I'm talking about the universal year, I am talking about a general energy that we will all be working with, as I mentioned earlier, on a collective and an individual level. So for this year, we are working with the universal energy of the number 5. Going into what that means, the number 5 is it's not a very subtle energy. I don't look at the numbers like, oh, I don't like that number, but I listen, when I see 5s, especially repeating 5s or like triple 5s or hella 5s, or when I keep seeing 5 all day, all week, all whatever, it does cause me to pause and take a look at what's shifting around me, because that's an inkling into things are getting ready to shift for you, and shift for you pretty swiftly, okay? Like I said, 5 is not a subtle energy. 5 is the number associated with change. It's the number associated with transformation, also adaptability. When we're talking about change and transformation and it happening very quickly, you also have to come in with the energy to adapt. And so 5 does come equipped with that as well, with the craziness and the wildness that it carries. 5 is also associated with freedom and choices and discovery. So we have a very curious year ahead of us, and we also have a very wild year in terms of the things that are going to be playing out. And the way that this 5 energy is going to affect us is it's going to look quite different in different spaces for different people, but the general occurrence is that things are shifting, energy is shaking and moving, and whatever we're moving away from. Okay, so we're literally in the year of the change. I like to look at the number 5. I look at it kind of with the dual energy. I look at it as the before and the after, right before the new, in parentheses, right before the new, in parentheses after that. 5 is the number of change. So when we're dealing with 5 energy, things are like this, and then they shift, and then they're not like that anymore. They're completely different. So I like to look at 5 as far as the number 5 is concerned. That's how I like to look at things and how I like to apply the energy. So we're talking about the number 5 on a collective and an individual level. It's going to look different in different spaces, different places, for different people, all across the board. But like I said, it's going to be a general occurrence underneath or overall. Put it like that. Let's shoot high. So on an individual level, this 5 energy is actually coming in with a very positive shift for us. As far as our current lifestyles, the things that we're comfortable with, what we're doing, our perspectives, our habits, even the people around us, the situations around us, our careers, foundational things, okay? These things are going to be shifting into a more positive light for us during the year 2021. And what's going to be happening, the number 5 is not just an energy of change. It's not just, manifestations and here it is, it's going to play out for you. 5 is, no, here is the change, and because this is the change that you need, here's the work. Do the work, and here's the change. You're going to get it at the same time. So 2021 is going to look a lot like that for us. I wouldn't be surprised if, you guys will find yourselves in a position to where you might be trying to manifest or thinking that you're manifesting something and in the beginning stages of it. And while you're in the planning phases, be presented an opportunity for that exact thing that you haven't even thought about, that you haven't even made it through the end of your little loose leaf paper for, okay? So these things will be happening suddenly, quickly, and the changes will be continuous. I also think that's something that we need to keep in mind during this year. Don't get comfortable doing anything this year. Don't expect yourself to have a routine. And I'm not saying that on like a spiritual level. I'm talking about in regards to your tangible, your physical life. Don't expect to, listen, anything that you plan this year, expect for it to go left, but not necessarily left in the wrong way. Like maybe this is actually where your signal was and you are supposed to be turning left. Don't get comfortable. This is not the year for comfort. This is actually a year for discomfort. In order to put us in alignment with the things that we are supposed to be doing, with the people that we're supposed to be around, with the energies that we're supposed to be harnessing and mixing and mingling with, and with the perspectives and the mentalities that we're supposed to have, okay? Well, okay. I have 3 notes here, and I actually hit all 3 of them in that one point, so we're just going to skip right next. We're gonna go right next. Gosh, I can't get it. I was expecting to talk a lot more there. We're gonna go right into my next point, which is how this 5 energy is going to affect the collective. As I mentioned earlier, this is not a subtle energy. It is very blatant. And when we're talking about 5 on a grand scale, on a world scale, we're talking about societal foundation. So we're talking about politics, we're talking about government, talking about healthcare, things like education, talking about, treatment of certain peoples and things of that sort. And what is going to be happening with this 5 energy is if it's not right, it needs to be changed. And like I mentioned earlier, is like, here is the change, this is what it is, and here's the work that needs to be done. We are already seeing this 5 energy 6 days into 2021. Y'all's good old boys went and tore up the White House. Went and tore up the White House and didn't die. I think one of them died. Went and tore up the White House, and in what reality does anybody ever make it even onto the White House lawn and doesn't get taken out by the snipers that are typically sitting on the roof? I used to live in DC, and I remember when I first moved out there, my Grammy took me out there, and I was out there with my best friend and my goddaughter, and we went and saw the White House. We didn't tour it, but we went down there and saw the White House, and I have pictures. I took a picture of it. I was like, yo, there's snipers on the roof. So, we're in a time where what we expect is not going to be what's presented to us. Nobody some of us figured this is what was going to happen, but in what it's supposed to look like, nobody expected this group of protesters, terrorists, to go into the White House and make it out alive, right? But here we are in a time where these people are posting on social media, flagging, government officials' mail and stuff, and dangling from White House banisters and shit. Like, it's completely ridiculous. It's crazy. It's not something that seems realistic. It seems like it's out of a dystopian novel, okay? So that is an example of the 5 energy that we're going to be seeing. That is something that doesn't work. Okay, these are the types of things that don't work. Everything that the good old boys stand for does not work, right? And what needs to happen? It needs to change. I don't know. I don't know if we've been presented with the here yet. Actually, we have, but it just hasn't happened. But we're presented with the this does not work. This is what needs to change, and then here, these are the steps that need to be taken. So throughout the year, and not to say that all of the occurrences are going to be like that or negative like that, but there are going to be things happening that are going to be opening people's eyes and causing people to have epiphanies and realizations and really see things for what they truly and honestly are, and also see how these things need to shift and how they need to change, okay? As I said, do not expect anything to go as planned, and it's not always going to be bad, but understand that you're not going to be comfortable this year. And so with that being said, I suggest taking this energy, especially if you are somebody like me who has half Cancer and half Capricorn. I like comfort and stability, and I like routine. If you're somebody like me who typically harnesses that type of energy and typically works with that type of energy, you need to tap into the 5 universal year energy this year. And like I said, when opportunities are presented to you, go on and take them. When you see things that you feel like need to shift, go on and figure out how to shift them. When you start to feel out of alignment, remove yourself, cut your cords of attachment, and put yourself into something different to see if that works for you. Another thing with 5 energy, as I mentioned, it's not subtle and it's very quick. It is ever changing. So it's going to be a lot of trials this year. It's going to be a lot of, I don't know why I would say hit and run. It's going to be a lot of trials this year. It's going to be a lot of picking things up and maybe putting them down because they just don't, it's not for you. But with that being said, by the end of 2021, on an individual level, we're going to be in this space to where we are really in our groove because we've gone through so many things this year, tried so many different avenues, went with different routes, just sprinkled a little different type of seasoning here. Maybe it tasted good, maybe it didn't, but by the end of the year, we're going to be, like I said, in our groove in a way to where when we get into the next year, when things start to calm down a little bit, when we can actually move into the stability and building these foundations, we will know the things that we need to know and will be comfortable enough to take the chances that we need to take within our endeavors, okay? On a collective level, what should be happening is, we should see some shifts in this, in society. I'm not just going to keep it pointed at the U.S. government. There's a lot more going on than that. There's stuff happening all over the world. So by the end of 2021, we should see some shifts in regards to these major world issues, to these major societal issues. And what I will say is that it can go either way. It depends on the work that is being done. So just keep in mind during the 5 universal year that, like I said, when you're shown what needs to be changed, if you are presented with the solution, go on and take that solution. If you don't have the solution, do the work, do the research to figure out exactly how to maneuver the situations that you are supposed to be maneuvering, the obstacles that you're supposed to be overcoming, so that, like I said, you can shift your energy to put yourself into alignment with the things that you're supposed to be in alignment with. This is going to be a crazy year. If you journal, next year, as you're reading back over your journal, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that even happened. When I start putting out, documentaries and movies and TV shows and web series about 2020 and the pandemic and the United States during this time, it's going to be like, wow, can't believe that stuff was really happening. But it is. We're living this life right here, right now. And understand that it's not going to get any more calm. It's about to get even crazier. This is the wilds, but you now have that knowledge. You now know that things are probably going to be coming at you left and right. Good, and I don't want to say bad, but good, and things that you will have to tackle. So just roll with the punches and punch back. Shit. This is not the year, people say roll with the punches. That's a saying that has never made sense to me. Roll with the punches. You just want me to roll through life getting punched. I'm not swinging back. Like what? I'm not getting no hits. Roll with the punches and swing back and See where it gets you this year, and you'll be okay. You'll be fine. And that's the vibe for this year. That's what it is, okay? I do offer a personalized numerology report. I offer 2 different versions. If you're interested in purchasing one of those for yourself, you can do that down below. I also do have a 2021 tarot spread available for everybody, and I have 2 versions of that as well. One is a little bit more extended, as well as with the numerology report. If you are interested in some more numerology info, or if you're interested in finding out more about your energy and your numbers and your year, if you're into tarot, go on and check out the links down below. I have hella videos up right now that I would like you guys to watch, but this is a timeless video for the whole year, so I'm not going to plug all of them. Just click all the links down below in the description box. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for coming into a new year with me. Sending y'all all the good vibes. Really get into your protection rituals and your cleansing rituals for this year. Wear them protection stones, wear them grounding stones for sure. And I would also say rock with some crown stones for some clarity too, okay? If you got more questions about that, hit me up. We can talk. I can consult you, and we can get your life right so you can be living your best life. Thank you again. I will catch y'all next time. Peace.